Hey, I wanted to pop in here and talk about, you know, really what is childhood abandonment? Because so many people think it's just about being physically left behind. And while that is true, being physically left behind can leave emotional scars that last a lifetime. Trust me, I know that's my story. But I will say most of my clients come to me from two-parent households where both parents were fully present and, otherwise a healthy, quote unquote, upbringing. So then what is childhood abandonment? Why are we talking about this? Because let me tell you, if you were divorced, chances are you experienced childhood abandonment in your childhood and you just don't know it. What real childhood abandonment is, it is when a child doesn't feel seen, heard, loved, and accepted for who they are or accepted for who they are. So it's really important that you understand that you may have well-intentioned parents that did the best they can. I'm not arguing with that, and we're not blaming our parents. It's just that we didn't get our emotional needs met as a child. And here's the thing, when you feel unloved, you feel not accepted, you feel unseen and unworthy, what ultimately happens, it triggers our primal fear of safety. And so you grow up with a feeling of being unsafe. That is definitely my story and all of my clients. So this showed up so strongly in our Finding Peace Again program today. I cannot tell you how this just like the session today was fire. It was amazing. And so I'll give you an example of this. Um, and so if you grow up feeling unsafe, you also the body holds that in, and the dysregulated adult self will attract unhealthy partners or be attracted to chaos or create. In my case, I would create chaos. My biggest regret was that, I blame myself for the divorce because I didn't heal my trauma. I didn't heal myself prior to that. And it led to, me being a very unhealthy partner in my marriage. And it was my biggest regret that I didn't, of course, now I know I didn't know that at the time, but now I'm grateful to know so that I can create a healthy partner and not look to my now husband to make me feel safe, make me feel secure. And we talked all about that in the session today, because we will sabotage relationships or we will look to unhealthy partners to fill that void that we didn't get. And it's a subconscious thing. We're not doing it consciously. But I'll give you a really good example. So one of my clients, great parents, still very supportive, two-parent homes, um, educated, well-to-do, had everything she wanted growing up. But here's the thing. The thing is, she grew up with the sense of feeling like she's the black sheep of her family, and that left her feeling unaccepted. And guess what she does in her dating life? She's had a string of toxic men in her life, and luckily now she's working with me. We're on a hiatus. We're gonna work on you, girl. We're here, sister. Queen first, right? So, she's had a string of toxic men because her abandoned little self looks at the potential, right? She, wants to help these guys reach their potential and only sees the best of them and then minimizes the red flags. Now, looking back, hindsight 2020, she can see that's what she was doing. So let me give you another example of someone in the in the group when we were talking today. Totally went full circle. This was amazing. I had walked him through. He actually he was physically abandoned. His parents did physically abandon, and he was left without parents because they had substance abuse problems. Still to this day, do. And so what I did was walk him through the inner child healing exercise, and then the reparenting exercises. You know what we uncovered? We uncovered that he was a frightened little boy that was literally left alone, scared, fearful, confused, isolated, didn't had nowhere to turn. Okay, so we walked him through that. I showed him how to reparent that little 7-year-old little boy that's longing for a mother's arms just to hold him. And then later on during our program, we were talking about our intimate relationships and da da da. And I had mentioned, one of my biggest pet peeves is everyone talks about how love languages saves your relationships. Love languages saves your relationships. And I said, not if they're steeped in trauma. Because if you are a child of abandonment, oh, by the way, I got to write this up. Actually, this is something I got to make a note here to write this up. But if you are a child of abandonment wounds, or you had, significant chaos and you had significant insecurity in your childhood and trauma in your childhood, your love language can actually, feel like home, which is actually that chaos and insecurity. It's that void you're looking to fill. So full circle, when he was talking about his last relationship that he just broke off before joining our program, he realized, he goes, oh my God, I'm just making the like connections here. Their thing was, now he looks back at it, because their thing was quality time. And he was, oh, my love language is quality time. And he went boom, boom. He was like, oh my God, all we did was spend copious amounts of time together. And we were on the phone constantly. Now looking back at it, it filled that void, right? It filled that void of like, no one wants me. I'm all alone. I'm very lonely. And so now, if you can understand that the possibility of your love language being steeped in trauma and how to heal that, it's life changing. And now he's on this journey of health and journey of like healing, so that he's no longer having these toxic relationships. And so it's just amazing. And like today's session was amazing. And I love how it came full circle. So I just wanted to point out, it's not too late to join. We are doing amazing work, changing lives, healing relationships, healing generational trauma that came up to today. Everyone in the group is our parents, and we're all talking about how to deal with our children, how to stop this trauma from reoccurring, how to stop the abandonment despite divorce. There are things you can do to mitigate it. So I would love to talk to you about that. I've got room on my calendar. I've set aside a couple sessions. So my calendar link is below. So if you want to know the 3 steps to heal your particular trauma and your particular childhood abandonment and get it to the root of that, so that you can feel confident, feel secure, and find a trustworthy partner, so you can like live so full of peace and contentment, I'd love to talk with you. So, all right. Cannot wait to hear from you.